Was Meghan Markle's rise to royalty a real-life Cinderella story or a perfectly calculated move years in the making? It's a question that's been circling online for months, but recently it exploded into the mainstream thanks to one surprising source: Saturday Night Live. During the Weekend Update segment, comedian Colin Jost looked straight into the camera and said, "All Britain wants in return is that we keep these two," as a photo of Meghan and Harry appeared on screen. The crowd roared. But this wasn't just a throwaway joke. It hit a nerve, because it tapped into something people have been whispering about for a while now. For years, Meghan has carefully shipped an image of herself. From struggling actress to philanthropist, from royal rebel to media victim. But now, old photos, missing friends, deleted social media posts, and eerie silence from her past are making people wonder, was it ever real? Because if it wasn't just love and faith that brought Meghan Markle into the royal spotlight, then everything changes. It started like any other SNL skit, but then Colin Jost delivered a line that didn't just land, it detonated. All Britain wants in return is that we keep these two. No build-up, no soft jab, just straight-up sarcasm, aired in front of millions of people. A quick laugh? Sure, but it also revealed something deeper. The public has grown tired of the carefully controlled narrative surrounding Meghan and Harry, and the timing made it even more awkward. Just hours after that episode aired, Meghan posted a heartwarming Mother's Day photo of her hugging Archie and Lilibet, the perfect family moment. But viewers weren't buying it. That sweet image felt like a carefully placed countermove, like PR trying to outrun a punchline. And if that was the setup, the punch was still coming. Shortly after the SNL joke went viral, the internet rediscovered an old photo, one that hadn't been seen in years. It showed a group of wealthy influencers and business moguls lounging on a luxury yacht somewhere in the Mediterranean. And right in the middle, a woman who looked exactly like Meghan Markle. She wasn't doing anything scandalous. She was just there, with champagne in hand, sunglasses on, surrounded by powerful people. But that was the problem. People started to ask, how did a relatively unknown actress end up at that party, that year, with those people? And more importantly, why did that photo disappear so quickly after she joined the royal family? What looked like a blurry memory became a breadcrumb. And suddenly, the internet started digging. For years, Meghan's story was inspiring. The American outsider who fell in love with a prince, who challenged outdated royal traditions, and who stood up against the British press. But when the yacht photo resurfaced, people didn't just see her, they saw a pattern. Meghan hadn't stumbled into royalty. She had carefully navigated high society for years, attending the right events, meeting the right people, climbing the ladder step by step. Suddenly, her underdog narrative didn't fit anymore. If she already had access to that world before meeting Harry, then maybe the romance wasn't just love at first sight. Maybe it was a strategic move. That's when things started to unravel. The internet did what it always does. It started connecting the dots. Reddit users pulled out old screenshots, YouTubers compared facial features and timestamps, people started using AI tools to match Meghan's face to old party photos. Guest lists were analyzed. Social media timelines were reverse engineered. And none of it came from tabloids. It was ordinary people, viewers, fans, skeptics, piecing together a puzzle the media ignored. They found vanished Instagram posts, quietly deleted tweets, mentions of Meghan from influencers and stylists that suddenly went missing. A trail of photos that once lived online, now scrubbed clean. The question was no longer if she had a past, it was why someone had gone to so much trouble to erase it. What made this whole situation even more suspicious wasn't what people found, it was what they didn't. The silence. Old friends who used to post about Meghan went dark. Some removed photos. Others pretended she never existed. Former colleagues from her Suits days avoided interviews. Stylists who once bragged about dressing her now won't comment. Rumors swirled about NDAs being handed out. Private accounts locked, whole chapters of her life just gone. It's not illegal, but it's strange. Especially for someone who built her brand on authenticity and transparency. When a public figure goes quiet, it usually means something's being hidden. Meanwhile, across the pond, things weren't looking much better. Prince Harry recently lost his appeal to reinstate taxpayer-funded security in the UK. Reports claimed the royal family had major trust issues with both Harry and Meghan, and that their relationship was beyond repair. And it's not hard to see why. The Oprah interview, where Meghan alleged someone in the family asked how dark their baby might be, caused international backlash. But comedians didn't hold back. Even Chris Rock joked about it.
Oprah, they're so racist. They wanted to know how brown the baby was gonna be. They're so racist. They wanted to know how brown the baby's gonna be. I'm like, that's not racist. Because even black people wanna know.
That's not racist. Even black people want to know. Suddenly, the couple's emotional revelations were being treated like punchlines. The public's sympathy? Fading fast. If SNL cracked the door open, South Park blew it off the hinges. In the infamous Worldwide Privacy Tour episode, Harry and Meghan are portrayed flying around in a private jet yelling, "We want privacy," through megaphones. It was savage and brutal, but also devastatingly accurate to how the public saw them. Family Guy joined in too, painting the couple as lazy and self-absorbed. And more stand-up comics began taking swipes. The message was clear. The narrative had shifted. Meghan was no longer the brave outsider. She was the carefully packaged brand. And once comedy starts roasting you, the damage sticks. Now, Meghan is trying to rebrand. She's launched new lifestyle content, appeared on feel-good shows, and posted sweet family moments. But something feels off. At the same time she's pushing a polished image, the internet is dragging old receipts into the light. It doesn't feel like a new chapter. It feels like a cleanup job. Even fans are starting to ask the uncomfortable question, was she ever really the underdog? Because it's not just one photo or one joke or one rumor. It's a consistent pattern of silence, erasure, and avoidance. And when someone who once spoke up so loudly suddenly goes completely quiet, people notice. This was never supposed to be Meghan Markle's story. She was supposed to be the one who shattered expectations, the fresh face who brought truth to tradition. But somewhere along the way, people stopped believing. Not because she had a past, we all do, but because she tried to hide it. Now, every carefully posed photo, every curated quote, every humanitarian moment feels less like authenticity and more like damage control. And when the public feels misled, they don't just move on, they dig deeper. So maybe Colin Jost's joke wasn't just a cheap laugh. Maybe it was a warning shot, a sign that the story is shifting and the mask is slipping. Because once people stop buying the fairy tale, they start looking for the truth underneath. And in Meghan Markle's case, that truth might be more revealing than anyone expected.